Hi, Westerly friends. How are you? This is Sara Holbrook, and I know that you're learning from home this week. And what I wanted to do was read you my book, What's So Big About Cleveland. Now, unbelievably enough, I wrote this book 22 years ago. And I wrote it because I used to work for this company, and people who they had offices all over the world. And every once in a while, people would fly in for a meeting, right? They'd fly in from Los Angeles or from Dallas or from Paris. And always before they came, they'd say, something disparaging about Cleveland. They'd say, "Oh, Cleveland, yeah, I heard it's really dark there," or "I heard there's nothing to do there." And then they would come and visit, and invariably they loved Cleveland. But they had to come here to really experience it. So it was based on that experience that I wrote this book. It's published by Gray and Company, a publishing company right here in Cleveland. And the illustrator is a really nice guy named Ennis McNulty. And so, shall we read? Okay, I've never done this on a video before, but we're all learning new things, aren't we? So, let me show you the picture. And this, of course, is the artist's rendition of Cleveland Hopkins Airport. Usually a very busy place. This week, kind of a quiet place, right? Well, usually Alan got pretty excited about a trip to Cleveland Hopkins Airport. He liked to stand in the parking lot where the departing planes made his hair stand straight up. He liked to ride back and forth on the people movers. He liked to ride up and down on the escalators, but not today. Today, Amanda arrived. And you can see him on the escalator here. He's looking a little glum. I'm not sure he's excited to see Amanda. Let's see. Well, Alan knew Amanda. And he knew that she would never just come for a visit. Why, Amanda was like an invasion. She came, she saw, and she complained. Amanda had been around the world about, 15 times, probably more. Her parents were photojournalists. And they took her everywhere, places Alan wasn't even sure how to spell. Alan knew Amanda, and he knew what to expect. Amanda would be bored. Well, everything bored Amanda. Alan remembered how Amanda sighed when she was bored. He remembered how Amanda rolled her eyes when she was bored. And Alan remembered that nothing bored Amanda more than Cleveland, Ohio. And here we see Amanda on the plane getting ready to land at Hopkins. Alan's mom and Amanda's mom were best friends since they were about age 0. They had just assumed that Alan and Amanda would be friends too, and Alan's mom even made him cancel his plans for the whole week so he could spend every day with Amanda, the bored. After all, she had told him, Amanda moves around so much, she doesn't have many friends. Big surprise, thought Alan. Alan's mother never had to share the back seat of a car with Amanda. Alan remembered Amanda was like having a crooked eyelash and a blister at the same time. She was annoying from head to foot. And here you see the best friends greet each other at the airport, but Alan and Amanda, they're just staring each other down. When the plane arrived and spilled its passengers into the waiting room, Alan avoided the hugging and squealing by standing far away with his arms crossed, watching. Cross your arms. Put you in the right mood. And then they piled into the car with all the suitcases and started home to Alan's house. The mothers talked and laughed together in the front seat. In the back, Amanda said, "This airport isn't very big at all. It's so puny. I'm surprised that the pilot could even find it. Boy, what a boring place to land." Great, thought Alan as he sank deeper and deeper into his seat. And there you see the two of them sharing the back seat of the car. At home, they were unloading the car. Alan's friend Ramon rode by on his bike calling, "Hola, Alan!" "Hola, amigo!" Alan returned his wave. "Hasta la vista!" "That's see you later in Spanish," Alan explained to Amanda. "Oh, what's so big about that?" said Amanda. "Last year I learned Swahili. I bet nobody around here speaks that." Well, she turned her back, hoisted a bag on her shoulder, and strode proudly inside. "Swahili? Well, where do they speak Swahili?" Alan shook his head. One thing Alan did know, in any language, Amanda was a drag. And here you see him saying hi to his friend Ramon as he rides by on his bicycle. At that moment, the upcoming week yawned before him like a wide-open mouth full of food. Disgusting, thought Alan. And you can see Alan sitting outside in the chair. He is not looking happy. Well, Alan sat himself down with hunched shoulders and a lot of lip. He thought about his choices. Well, he could just grit his teeth and ignore her all week. But then Amanda would leave, still thinking she was the worldwide queen of bigger and better. Or maybe, just maybe, he could prove to Amanda that there really was something even bigger and even better right here in Cleveland, Ohio. "Why, I'll show her," said Alan to the bushes. And he nodded and stood and put his hands on his hips and marched inside, determined. On Monday morning, Alan and Amanda and their mothers went downtown to the Terminal Tower to watch the incredible leaping fountain and to shop. See, there they are outside of Terminal Tower. "Look at that," said Alan, pointing to the arcs of water that were just beginning to jump all at once in the fountain. "Oh, what's so big about that?" said Amanda. "I've been to the Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. Oh, it's very famous. The fountains are big enough to swim in, and," she sniffed, "the shops in Paris are très élégant." Alan decided that being with Amanda was like having a raspberry seed stuck in your teeth. Pretty annoying. Here they are looking at one of the fountains downtown. Well, next they walked down to the flats where the Cuyahoga River meets Lake Erie. "There must be a bazillion seagulls," said Alan. The seagulls squawked and scattered on the wind like confetti. The sky was Superman blue, and Lake Erie reflected it like a bright mirror. "What's so big about that?" said Amanda. She explained that she had been to the Mediterranean Sea, where she was sure the color blue had been invented. Well, all kinds of boats were busy entering and leaving the river. Look how busy it was. You have boats and people and bridges. Lots going on in the harbor. All kinds of boats were busy entering and leaving the river. Speedboats, sailboats, even a huge oar boat. "See that one with the pointed bow?" said Alan. "That's a Salty. It's headed up to the St. Lawrence Seaway and then out to the Atlantic Ocean." "Ah, big deal," said Amanda. "Hong Kong is the biggest port in the whole wide world, or maybe," she hesitated dramatically, "maybe it's Rotterdam." She thought it over. "Anyway," she shrugged, "I've been to both of them. Twice. Much, much bigger than this." A bazillion seagulls squawking at once weren't half as annoying as a single squawk out of Amanda. On Tuesday, they went to the zoo. I wonder if she's impressed with the zoo. What do you think? On Tuesday, they went to the Cleveland Metropolitan Park Zoo, where Alan showed Amanda the giant elephants and wild cats and monkeys and giraffes. "Boring," proclaimed Amanda. "In Kenya, there's a wildlife preserve where the animals get to run around free, and all the people who visit, well, they're the ones who have to ride around in cages on wheels." "But wait till you see the best part," said Alan excitedly, bouncing and leading everyone toward the rainforest exhibit. "It has indoor rainstorms with thunder and lightning." Look how Alan is so excited to show her the rainforest. Trying to get her excited too, I think. But inside, Amanda was not impressed. "Oh no, this is nothing compared to the real rainforests in Brazil. In a real rainforest, the plants are so big they could eat a kid alive if she wasn't fast on her toes." Amanda said she was always fast on her toes. Too bad, thought Alan. After the zoo, they went for a picnic in the Rocky River Reservation. Well, that's right by where you guys live. They waded barefoot in a stream and climbed on the huge rocks. You can really try rock climbing. You should really try rock climbing in the Alps, said Amanda. "The tallest ones are in Switzerland." She added, "Those mountains are so high, they have snow all year round, and the tops, well, they disappear into the clouds." Later, as they were packing up their picnic, it began to rain. Alan ran for the car, but Amanda just strolled and shouted after him, "This rain is wimpy. I was in a hurricane in Hawaii once, and the raindrops were the size of basketballs. That is some big rain," she said, all impressed with herself. And here they are, climbing on the big boulders in the Rocky River Reservation. Put over here so you can see. I see some little woodland creatures in there too. My Amanda was more annoying than rain-soaked shoes that slosh when you walk and pull your socks down. What a drip, thought Alan. Well, early Wednesday morning, they went to the West Side Market, one of my favorite places, where the moms bought at least 47 bags full of fresh fruits and vegetables. Alan ended up carrying most of the bags because Amanda's hands were busy describing the big, big, big market she had seen in Marrakesh, Morocco. Here we are at the West Side Market, and you see Alan and Amanda. Amanda's saying how big the markets are in Morocco, and oh, there's poor Alan carrying the goods. Look, my pages are stuck together. There we go. Later, they took the Rapid downtown and had lunch with Alan's father at the old arcade. Did Alan tell you that this is one of the oldest covered shopping centers in the U.S.? Said Alan's dad as he passed out ice cream cones. Amanda turned and muttered to Alan, "You call this old? Why, the pyramids of Egypt are old. The Great Wall of China is old, but this place is only about 1 minute old compared to them." Alan looked to his dad for help, but he was busy talking and pointing out flags. How come nobody else noticed how annoying Amanda was? Why, even chicken pox gets passed around so other people can appreciate how miserable you are. It didn't seem fair that Alan had to endure Amanda all by himself. And look, isn't this just typical? See, there's two conversations going on here. We've got the grown-up conversation up here and the kid conversation down here. And there we are in the old arcade, bustling with people. Riding home on the Rapid, Amanda said, "If this were a Japanese bullet train, why, we'd be home by now." Alan just stared at her. "Fast," she said. "Much, much faster than this." And here they are on the Rapid. Once Alan got a mouthful of hot chili, and it burned his insides and made him want to spit across the room. Amanda? She's a lot like hot chili. On Thursday, they visited the Natural History Museum in University Circle. Alan was certain Amanda would be impressed by the dinosaurs and the planetarium. The Smithsonian Museum in Washington is way bigger than this, announced Amanda with her hands on her hips. She was sure it had more dinosaurs too, and probably more stars in the planetarium. Alan wondered why something as cool as a dinosaur had to go extinct, and something like Amanda would be left to live and breathe. Weird. Next, they took a walk through Wade Park and strolled around the lagoon towards Severance Hall. Alan's school takes a field trip there each year to hear the Cleveland Orchestra, said Alan's mom. Too bad they're not performing today. Yeah, too bad, Alan said. They're world famous. Too bad you didn't get to see them in Tokyo. Amanda quickly responded, well, I got to hear a concert and shake hands with the emperor. Here you can see a picture of Severance Hall. And over here, next, they're going to go to a ball game. That night, they were crowded into the ball field to watch the Cleveland Indians play and to pig out on popcorn. But as soon as they found their seats, Amanda let out a big sigh. Ugh, baseball is so boring, she said. And Amanda said when it came to sport, she really preferred bullfights in Mexico City. bullfights are much more exciting than plain old basketball. I mean, do you ever make a mistake when you're reading? Just bullfights are much more exciting than plain old baseball. And of course, the stadiums, well, they're a whole lot bigger. She liked the popcorn, though, and she even ate Alan's share. Before this visit, Alan thought the only bad thing about summer was mosquitoes. Amanda was much more annoying than mosquitoes. On the way home, they drove past the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which Amanda almost thought was cool until she remembered that she'd been to Memphis, Tennessee, the home of the king of rock and roll himself. I saw Elvis Presley's bathroom in Graceland, she bragged. Now that was cool. Alan rode home in silence, just staring at the sky. Alan said nothing. Amanda said, "The sky really is bigger in Montana, you know." And here they are driving by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, all lit up beautifully. On Friday, they visited Alan's favorite place. Alan liked the zoo. Alan liked the dinosaurs. Alan liked baseball a lot. But Alan loved to visit the NASA Lewis Space Center until he heard that Amanda had been to space camp. Alan got poison ivy once and he had to paint his legs with pink lotion. Alan wished there was a pink lotion he could paint on Amanda. By that afternoon, I forget if I showed you the space capsule. Did I show you the space capsule? I didn't. Look at this. There they are. I think the Space Center is a great place to go. Feeds the imagination, you know. Okay, next page. By that afternoon, Alan was no longer determined to impress Amanda. Well, he didn't even talk to her. When Alan's mother asked why he was so quiet, Alan said he'd lost his voice. She reminded him that Alan was leaving tomorrow and that she was sure he would find his voice soon. When Alan wasn't talking at dinner, his mother just said, "Alan," in that patient voice that meant she was losing her patience. Alan was trying extra hard not to tell Amanda exactly how annoying she was. He was afraid she would tell him she'd once met someone even more annoying in Alaska or Australia. One thing Alan knew for sure, Amanda was definitely the most annoying person in Cleveland, Ohio. And here you see them having dinner. And on this page, they're going out to play after dinner. Of course, it's summer, right? So the days are longer. After dinner, Ramon and some of Alan's other friends came over to play kick the can in Alan's backyard. Then Alan did talk to Amanda, but only to ask her to play and only because his mother said he had to. "Oh, you'll probably think kick the can is really boring," said Alan, "so you might as well not play." "I probably will think it's boring," said Amanda, "but I guess I will play." And she sighed. She rolled her eyes. Nothing could be more boring than just sitting around in Cleveland, Ohio. Ramon explained the rules of kick the can to Amanda because she had never played. Well, she was a fast learner. Here we see? Amanda hid. Amanda ran. See, Amanda yelled, "Kick the can!" when she was in front, when she was first to reach the goal. I win! I win! When it was time to come in, everyone said goodbye to Amanda like she was a person instead of a mosquito, which Alan found particularly annoying. And then while Amanda and Alan were having a snack before bed, you see them sharing a few words and a snack. Amanda says, "I think this place is the greatest." Alan choked so hard that juice almost came out his nose. "What?" he gagged. "Oh, I mean it," said Amanda. "You have grass, you have trees, you have 10,000 places to hide. You have all kinds of cool friends." She said sincerely, "You have the best backyard in the whole world." Alan looked out the window. He looked at Amanda. "Well, I guess you're right," he said. "Of course I am," said Amanda. The fact that Amanda could be annoying even when she was saying something nice was no surprise to Alan, but he felt better anyway. "When I come back next year, do you think we could play kick the can?" asked Amanda. Alan sighed. He rolled his eyes. "I guess so," he answered. Then he smiled, a winning little smile. At last he knew something that Amanda couldn't know. After all, Amanda didn't live in Cleveland, Ohio. Of course, if you come in the summer again, you'll miss the best game in the whole wide world. "What?" said Amanda in a word that sounded a little disgusted, a little discouraged, and very annoyed all at once. "Yeah," Alan said knowingly as he popped a grape into his mouth and stood up to leave. "In the fall, it gets dark early." "What's so big about that?" demanded Amanda. Alan smiled. A big, big smile. And said, "We play with flashlights." See them playing out in the backyard with their flashlights. The end. Now, your teacher told me that your copy of the book is at school, so that's why I read it to you. And I'm going to go now into the belly of my computer and dial it back 22 years and see if I can find the text for this book. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I just want you to know that even in these difficult times, I think we live in the greatest place in the world. So thank you very much, and keep reading. Thank you. Bye-bye.